All right, cool. Mic check. All right, looks good. Good, all right. Yeah. Nice. Good day to everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend. Uh, I am dealing with a stuffy nose today, so that sucks. But good weekend. Markets look pretty solid. I'm hoping to get involved on these shorts here. Um, we'll do a quick breakdown here. You can see price opens lower, gaps lower, right? We have this previous weekly low sitting here that price is using as support right now. We open up at 9:30. We push into this gap beautifully, sweep it out. Nice rejection, starting to fall back underneath a lot of this resistance up in here. But as I mentioned, this previous weekly low right here is the next level of support. Price could try and bounce from here, maybe fill in this gap completely because it is Monday, right? If we're considering the power of three, then you have to understand that Monday does not have to sell off. Monday can give you that artificial move higher so that weekly candle can open higher. And then later in the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you see the sales pick up aggressively to complete that power of three initiative. So just because the war and everything is going on, as we saw last week, it does not mean that the week will start off selling. Right. But if it does, we will have certain things to look for, right? Right now, I don't really see too much. I would want to wait for maybe 10 a.m. or just wait to see what happens here. If this level holds up here, I love that we have this SMT, right? Notice all of this liquidity being taken out over here on ES and NASDAQ not able to do so. Same with YM. YM sweeps all of this down here. And you're also getting, looks like this was a previous bullish level as well. Yeah, this low was nice. 5 minute. Yeah, these lows down in here potentially. Let's see. No, not too much actually. I like the fact that this green zone, right? You have 9 a.m. open. You get this down close candle, then you get a clean close through it. Right now, the new 30-minute candle opens, and we're retesting this level, and you see the obvious resistance at this point. You see the SMT off of this candle, right? If price tries to show an aggressive flip back higher, I'll be okay with taking a buy on NASDAQ is the stronger one today. Oh, sorry, put it back there. And YM is the weaker one. We have yet to take out this high on YM. Oh, I guess we haven't either over here. 830 high taken out, 830 high. So YM and ES are pretty weak. But ES at least fills the gap, right? You see this green line right here? ES at least breaks this weekly open. YM still underneath it. I think we're going to end up going higher, if you ask me, just based on what price is doing right now. You see price stalling at this specific level. No coincidence. We actually put in a low. Oh, yeah, this is looking nice. We have this low right here. You push up, try to go higher, and make a new low. And then now you break this internal high right here. Let me get ready for this. So if I'm looking at this 5-minute candle here, 9, 10. I like this level right here. See if price can get through it. Make it blue. Same over here and same over here. You definitely want to see YM show some life. We have this low. See how price is putting in this lower high right here, and we break structure. Beautiful breaking structure here. Low, lower high. All right, low. Breaks through this wick right here. Now we're pulling back into these down close candles. You want to see price show some strength here. Also, keep in mind 10 a.m. is right around the corner, so price could stall, sit in this area until 10 a.m. is available. But it's starting to look bullish. 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart here. Yeah, starting to look pretty bullish with the major divergence off of that key area. 10 a.m. nearby. So yeah, I'm chilling. Starting to see this sweep. And I've been looking at oil because last week we were talking about how gold should be offering some sort of divergence, right? Gold should be going opposite of the indexes. However, they've been going the same way, which is not typical. Ooh, man. This might try to sell off. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, gold should be going a different direction. It should be inversely correlated. However, they've been going the same way. As you can see, they're both going lower right now. So if you skip gold and you look at oil instead, oil, I believe, should give you that inverse correlation. All right, nice. Where we see this massive move down. Look at how the setup is literally a complete flip from, let's say if you're looking at if you're looking at these charts, right? You see we have this gap down and we're filling in that gap down, right? So that's a bearish type of move if we can reject this level. Oil has this gap up. We're filling in that gap up. And if oil can start giving you a clean buy profile here, let's see. All right, yeah. If we can start closing through this down close candle here, if oil can start giving you a bottom, just waiting on that. Not much here. Okay, yeah, you have this level here at 5:40 a.m., this down close candle. Right, if oil can start giving you a bottom, then that could open the door for the easy shorts over here. And that's just a confluence to help you realize, all right, yeah, we should be going lower. I should wait for a short idea because the short is probably going to give you a much bigger return or a bigger move, I should say. However, it just seems like these lows right here aren't ready to break, so that's why I'm being patient. So far, this bullish level is pretty much over with. Like, all you need to see is NASDAQ finally start closing strongly through this previous weekly level here, and that'll pretty much seal the deal. There it is. Yeah, there goes that pressure. Yeah, and oil should be breaking out. There it is, right? So you can see this is the type, this is trading. When you can find those inversely correlated assets, like for example, when you first learn trading Forex, I learned about how the DXY, the US dollar, is opposite of gold, right? So you could learn to find setups. Like if you can find a good buy setup on the dollar, you should be able to find a good sell setup on gold. And here we are looking at oil. Finally, oil gets in the conversation. If oil is going to go up, we already know. Like if you've been following anything about politics and geopolitical events that are going on, you know that if oil gets high, the economy weakens. That's just how the algorithm works. That's just how everything ties together, right? So this is beautiful. All right, so I'm not really looking at these buys anymore. I'm looking for a clean area to short. Well, I don't know, man. This is pretty. It looks like the move is pretty much happening right off of this 930 open. I don't know if we're gonna get a pullback. I like this 930 candle here for a retest at 10 o'clock. That would be something I would work with. You got this doji candle. I'll consider this the same as this candle here. And you're gonna want to short YM. YM. But ideally, all right, there it is. Beautiful. So you get this drive higher here. Finally, you get something clean on YM. This should be your area of interest for shorts on YM. Right, we have this 30-minute bearish candle. Right, if we look at the 30-minute chart, it's going to close bearish in the next 4 minutes, ideally. Looks like it will. You have this beautiful attempt to go higher inside of that bearish candle. This is where you want to be identifying a retest for a continuation lower. Right, and simply wait for this new 30-minute candle, which opens in 4 minutes. You want to see if price will respect this area and show that it wants to hold and continue lower. And as we look around here, you can see maybe, let's see here, not a 10-minute level. Maybe there's some sort of lower time frame candle in here. 6 minute, there it is, higher time frame candle. Sometimes it doesn't show up on the 5 minute. As you can see, these are all bearish candles. But if I literally flip 1 minute over to the 6 minute, you see that there's a beautiful bullish attempt here that gets closed through. Would love to see this area retested at 10 a.m. And that would spark my trade idea. Very simple. We got the power of 3, right? What happened at 9:30? It opens higher, sweeps out liquidity, sweeps into this opening gap here. Weekly open as well. And you see the rejection off of it. Once you get that rejection, I'm looking to see where does price give us structure. And I have those areas highlighted there. This is tough. Let's see what oil does over here, because oil could still go lower, right? It's not like this is the absolute bottom. Price could literally fill in this gap completely before going higher because it's a Monday. The same thing over here. We have this gap right here. If I mark it off as liquidity, price could draw towards here as well. So I have to keep my eyes on the fact that we're not really getting too comfortable underneath this previous weekly low for NASDAQ. And we still have this blue line right here. Notice how this blue line is serving as a brick wall right now. If we can stay underneath this blue line and start giving sell structure, I like it. But if we start climbing back above here, I have to be aware that price literally could be climbing higher just because it's a Monday, right? If this was like Thursday or Friday, I would be heavy locked in on the shorts and only looking for the best short opportunity. But because it's Monday, look at this. Yeah, this might try and flip. Right? We put this low in, put this lower high. And now you see you got this low, sweeps out this low, goes higher, sweeps another low. So now this high is a market structure shift. We shift through that. All right. And then when we shift through it, we leave this down closed candle for a retest. Market yellow. And notice we're already showing nice strength off of it. We tapped into it once at 947. Nice strong closure. Let's see if we can tap into it again. Give more rejection. If so, that's going to open the door for higher. It'll be an obvious rejection, right? That's what I like to see. I like to see price flip strongly. And then once we break this blue line here, that's going to open the door for this to be my target here. But we have to break that blue line. If we don't break that blue line, then it's not what I'm looking for. ES slightly behind. Here we go, 10 a.m. Definitely want to keep an eye on oil here. If oil can have consistent volume, this is probably going to be one of the best tools we could add for a bias. And last night, like I said, just confirms it, right? When we saw the market gap down, it was because oil gapped up. All right, we saw this massive gap lower. Massive gap, which was probably 200-point gap or so. When we saw that, and look at this. This should be a short. So hopefully we get a clean entry on these shorts. Now that it's 10 a.m., I have two ideas in mind, like I mentioned. Either price is going to manipulate above this blue line here and go higher, or it's going to stay underneath, and you're going to get the same profile. You're going to get a market structure shift in here. YM should do a good job at letting us know as well. I like this up close candle here. So this black line would be the short territory. And then let's mark off the short territory over here. I think it was a 6-minute candle, right? Yeah. We had, I don't know, bro. It looks like it's going to try to go higher here. We'll see. 10 a.m. is opening higher, which is fine by me. If we can hold this level here, maybe get SMT. Oh my goodness. Oil is moving higher as well right now, so I'm just going to stand by here. All right. All right, oil starting to reject 930. This is going to be a potential buy here. Yeah, so you can see now, right? And then if you look at oil starting to reject this 930, close underneath 10 a.m. Looking bullish to me. So what I'll do is I'll look for a play higher. I'm just looking for a nice entry because I missed this one, right? Remember I drew this, I already had this drawn up, but I wanted a decent close through this blue line. And you see the candle close through, it was way up here. So I'm not gonna just buy it up here, knowing that price could pull back. So you chill, see if we get that pullback. If we do, I would likely long this. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Yeah, we're about to go bearish, guys. Look at oil. All right, so yeah, this is about to go bearish. And this should give us a chance here at the short. All right, so what I'm looking for is, let's go to YM. YM's going to give us the best opportunity here. We got the push. Oh, this sucks. This candle just took out all the liquidity. Anyway, let's just get ready just in case, bro. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. All right, we have this area of interest on YM. We push into it at 930. You're looking for a market structure shift. All right, you get that market structure shift. You put in this bottom. You make a new high. Break that low. Beautiful market structure shift. And we're underneath this black line, so the shorts are fair play. Nice liquidity down below. Yeah, the shorts look amazing. Now the question is, does price pull back and give you a decent entry? You got this bearish gap here. This candle is massive though. I don't know if I really want to trade this, guys. Unless we get a deep retracement, it's too risky. So now let's look over here. ES would be the next candidate. If I can't short YM, ES would be the next candidate. Where are we tapping into? Right, so I'm going to erase this zone. I'm going to use this zone right here. Yeah, I'm going to use this zone right here. Actually, let me do this. Keep that zone. Put this zone right here, this up close candle right here from 930. And put this as my black line right here. Right, 930, boom, boom. This doji candle, I'm going to consider it as short territory. Oil is flying. All right, so yeah, we should dump here, guys. Come on, stop. What's up with this candle, kid? All right, so I'm watching ES here. We tap into here. All right, tap into that blue line. The same line that NASDAQ broke. ES taps into it, slams off of it, gives you the market structure shift, gives you this bearish BPR. This is where I'm looking to enter if price can be generous enough to pull back. What's up with the candles on NASDAQ, bro? All right, there goes that. I don't know if it's gonna pull back though. YM pulled back slightly. I just can't do it. I don't want to be chopped. But it looks fire. It looks clean. It's just, where am I gonna put my stop if I get in down here? All right, you're ruining the trade if you don't wait for this pullback. Oh my goodness. Pullback. There we go. All right, there goes your pullback, because if you look at oil's gonna pull back to fill in something, and that's gonna be our opportunity for YM to go higher, NASDAQ to go higher, whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna focus in over here on ES and YM only, because these are weaker, right? You don't want to be shorting the stronger one. And actually, I do want to do one thing real quick. What did YM and NASDAQ do here? So we had this level here. Okay, we didn't take that high. We just closed through it. Boom, boom, boom. At 10 o'clock, we open higher, power of 3. Yeah, we're good. I like the shorts. And let's see if I can get a clean short here. Come on, just drive. Just drive. YM slightly drives into it, man. If YM tries to run here, I may take an aggressive short. No, I'm not, bro. Just relax. It's Monday. It's Monday. I need this gap to be filled. Or at least retest the EMA. Retest 10 a.m. Do something algorithmic, right? Because we've seen this way too many times. We've seen this setup way too many times to just short it down here. We know that it could pull back. It could run away. I do understand that. There's some trades where I will just get in. But because of what time it is, it's 10:10. I don't want to get too antsy, but if I do have to get in down here, just go half risk. Go tiny risk. Tight stop, because if it's going to run, it's going to run. Yeah, like 75 points, 80 points here. If we start closing underneath this bullish candle here, I'll take that as my cue to get in on YM. And just use a really tight stop. 95 point stop, 100 point stop right above this high here. 2 a.m. level. Entry price 46,638. Yeah, it looks like it's going to run. 46,638. SL. Not too. I would have to trade micros. Or do I just short this, bro? The short should slap. Oil, either it's going to pull back or it's going to just run. Hopefully it pulls back, bro, but it doesn't look like it. It does not look like it, my friend. All right, so we take this low. All right, so now that changes everything. That changes everything. ES takes that low. Does NASDAQ? No, NASDAQ doesn't. So now let's see how price responds at this low here. We should see some sort of pop higher. Back into this area right here. Can someone teach me how to fix my chart to where it doesn't show this stupid glitch? It's ridiculous, bro. It should pull back here. See oil pulling back. Yeah, we should get a pullback. ES takes this low. We should see a bounce. If not, YM will start closing lower. And I'll just take that short like that. One contract. Pull back, bro. Oil is pulling back, right? If oil goes lower, we should see a pullback over here. There we go. Come on. Just finish the job. I need a sharp move back into this void here, back into where this gap was created. If we can get into there and get continuation type of reversal, I'll short that. YM is starting to show, man. This EMA could hold up here. Same over here, the EMA could hold up. But I like YM here. So it'll be a 100-point stop for one contract if we get the confirmation. There we go. Oil. There we go. And we should have a beautiful profile over here. Right? We had that set up where we were like, we closed through. We closed through. We need to see price pull back into it. Now that we take that high, you're looking at this initial gap here for a continuation, depending on how price responds in here. If it rips through it and fails, then probably skip the buys. But if we get a strong reaction out of here, it's gonna go higher, which it should, right? That's the type of move you're looking for in the beginning of a market. That's the type of move you're looking for. All right, and we're tapping into this gap here on YM. If we can fill that gap on YM, we should definitely fill that gap on NAS and ES. Ideally, right? Because YM is weaker. Let's see, man. 5-minute chart. Make sure I have this 11 to 1030 level marked out. Good job, man. Good patience. Good everything. This is oil is helping out a lot, if you ask me. Because I would have been probably convinced on the buys here. I would have probably been convinced NASDAQ breaks this blue level, really sharp move higher. The only thing would have been why the ES reject here so aggressively. And you look at oil and you say, oh, that's why, because there's nothing over here that would tell you that oil wants to go lower in order to. Actually, you know what? Let's go look at that. I want to look at the trade from Friday. I want to see what oil was doing at that very moment when I took that buy. All right, let's see. Friday. So, oh my goodness, here we go. Oil was bullish. Oh wait, no. What time did I buy? I bought it in the afternoon, right? Let me go look. I bought it in the morning. I bought it at 10 a.m. So I look at 10 a.m. here. Oh yeah, oil was going lower. I bought it at exactly 10:12. So oil was actually slowly trending higher. All right, I may need to get off of oil then. Yeah, I may need to get off oil. Let's look at one more setup. I took a buy on 11:50 on Thursday. Friday, Thursday, 11:50. I took a buy. Yeah, and it was just stagnant here. But it did end up, yeah, it's fine. Because it did end up selling off on Thursday. It did end up selling off Thursday. And look at oil skyrocket. And then Friday, did we sell off? Friday, we pushed up all day. If I look over here, Friday. If Friday sold off, then we're fine. But if Friday went bullish and oil was bullish as well, yeah, see, Friday was not bullish at all. Friday gave you this push up, but it ended up going back lower. So yeah, we're chilling. We're gonna end up shorting today. We're gonna end up shorting because the trades I took, they were scalps, right? So if I look at Friday, the buy I took on Friday, it wasn't a bullish day. I took a buy here. It literally took out these highs here and completely free falled. And if you look at oil on Friday accumulated, waited for whatever, and then it blasts off. By the time oil's making a new high at 12 p.m., NASDAQ is putting in its high, right, to go lower. So yeah, NASDAQ just manipulated. I caught the manipulation, based off structure, right? Just me reading structure, I could tell price wanted higher. And once it takes this high, the real momentum picks up. So yeah, I like the shorts today. Just give it a chance to manipulate whatever it wants to do here. We're finally pushing into this gap on ES. Look at the 10 a.m. price point here. There we go. Nice. And I want to see oil fill. There we go. There we go. So everything's trading back into the pivot. This is where I would want to see price start flipping to continue. And if I'm watching this, I would say this level right here is where price should maintain. If it gets underneath this blue line, I want to see it get back above it to go higher. YM, good job. Yeah, this is nice. I think I'm going to short this, guys, right now. Everything is tapping right back into play here. YM is racing. Oh, everything is slamming off of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I'm going to see how these candles close. I don't want to get too anxious because these could wick. I want to see how these candles close, and then I'll start framing up my short on either ES or YM. All right, so we had a push back into here. Strong rejection. This is nice, bro. This is nice. It's just tough because where am I going to put my stop? I'm just going to have to put my stop inside of here somewhere and just hope it doesn't want to manipulate this high. And then I'm ready for the short. Let's go in here and find the black level right here. Take that black. Notice the black level on NASDAQ being respected on the 5-minute chart right now. There we go. Patience, man. What's going on over here? Notice oil isn't even moving while we get all this manipulation. Yeah, good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. And there goes the complete gap fill. Excellent. I hope it doesn't try to go bullish, but like I mentioned, as long as this level holds here, if it fails, that changes the game, right? If this ends up getting back underneath here, breaking this yellow box, that changes everything. However, we are still in bearish territory over here, so I think it's just a waiting game. See if ES breaks this blue line or not. Let the games begin. Oh my goodness. So what happened so far? This level here. Not really too worried about this green zone anymore. We have not shown anything bullish that was sustainable. All right, so we have this bearish zone. We tap into it at the new 30-minute candle open. We break structure, and now all price is doing is trading back inside of this break of structure leg. Mark it off here. Price is simply trading back within it. All right, now that it's trading back within it, you want to see price show more bearishness. You don't want to see price get too comfortable above this high. If it does, you want to see SMT or something that shows you that it could be manipulation. YM still doing the same. Let's see. Got YM the same over here. No life yet over here on oil. It's chilling, but notice we're still in bullish territory as well. I feel like this move right here pretty much confirmed it, right? We saw one bounce from here earlier, and then the market opens, sweeps into it, and then completely flips with a nice strong move higher. If this 2 a.m. level continues to hold and sends price lower, then I get it. We're going to end up bullish today because this level right here was very, very strong throughout the overnight. Now you're seeing more pressure off of it. If we start breaking lower here, then I get it. But we've hit this level so many times and we also maintain this level. So now it's like it's a war zone. Which one breaks? Are we going to hold this low? Or are we going to break? Naturally, you want to think power of three always, right? That's what keeps you on pace with what price is offering. So this candle 10 a.m. opens higher and fails drastically. And then now we have 5 minutes left. We're about to get a new 30-minute profile. And notice we're still inside of that original sell zone. So that's going to be like double confirmation for the short. I'm thinking shorts, man. We'll see, though. We will see. There is no major news going on today, so there we go. Showing some life here. See if we can flip this EMA. That's what you want to see. There we go. Yeah, this looks fine now. There we go. Nice. And we're getting a nice strong move. Yeah, I think I want to short this on ES. I can get a stop above here with 20 points. Let's get back below 10 a.m. here. Back below this EMA with a strong close. Now you should be able to ride this lower 1.5 R. 66.54. I really want to sell YM though, bro. Three minutes until this next candle opens. Is it gonna try to run? Now it's in a tough spot, right? We know the next 30-minute candle could open higher just for the sake of retesting or manipulating one of these gaps. So let's see, man. I like this a lot though. 66.53, 20-point stop would be 10. It would be like 3 micros, right? Let's see. Yep, maybe 4 micros. Yeah, like 4, 5. Yeah, 5 micros. 20-point stop, 21-point stop, 5 micros. Perfect. So let me just go through my checklist here. It is Monday. Got to make sure I'm sharp here. We have bearish zone, tap into it, break a structure, right? Instead of price continuing. Yeah, bro, this is probably going to try to run. Let me get ready. 20-point stop, 5 micro, 6653. $6,650. And we're looking for about 32 points. All right, so yeah, what I'm saying is we see price never breaking this blue line to give me any bullish narrative. You see oil giving you that flip. We put this low, we put this lower high, we break this lower high. And now you want to see price maintain this down close candle and show some life off of it. You start flipping this swing high again. Let's say we tap into here right now. Tap into here, start making new highs, closing through it again. That's going to confirm that price should start going higher very soon here. And over here we have bearish level, tap into it, market structure shift. All right, market structure shift. With that market structure shift, you're looking for a place for price to reject. You got this massive bearish gap, this up close candle right here. Up close candle, look at how it's holding up so far. We get another bearish gap. If we can respect this bearish gap right now, then I like it. Yeah, if we can close back underneath this swing here, I'll enter this trade. Good patience. The market is giving us a new 30-minute candle right now. So you want to see this new 30-minute candle open higher, retest something bearish. Here's a good spot. Offer a strong move off of that and finish lower here. Still maintaining that. So let's see. There we go. Back into that gap. YM, what are you up to? Let's make a note of what happened here. Got a strong close here, strong close there. Retested at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. we got a market structure shift. Mark that off. With that market structure shift, we get a beautiful drive back into this order block that was at the top of that market structure shift. Beautiful rejection. Flip this gap, give you a bearish point of interest here. And if this holds up, I may even short YM. YM should give you a better short. YM should melt. Oil doing a really good job here right now. Check the 5-minute, make sure nothing's changed. Yeah, I don't see price closing through any bullish candles at all over here on oil, which is good because the last time we tapped into here, what happened? The first thing was price started closing through bullish up close candles. Same thing here, started closing through bullish up close candles. Same thing here, started closing. Now you get this massive bullish candle into it, and what happens? Price fails to close through it. That's your first sign that price is not going lower. And I'm thinking this is gonna start to rise pretty soon here. 10 a.m. could be our pivot here for YM. Really nice. I'm looking for a nice strong move lower here. 5 contracts if I trade ES. 1 contract if I trade YM. 100 points. Probably get in a little bit sooner. All right. Now, I like how YM gave you like a double sell profile. You got 930 to 10 giving you this first zone here. And then you get 10 to 1030 giving you this zone here. And we still haven't taken out this low. So maybe price gives you another sweep. We'll see. But so far, I like what I'm seeing. See if we get one more round of manipulation here. Yes, takes this low. I don't want to see ES break this gap, bro. I want to see this yellow zone right here hold up. And I want to see this. Literally, this is perfect right now. Like, if we can just sell off from here and get back down underneath 10 a.m., I would even short it sooner. $66.56. Come on, kid. You're there. Like, the setup is there, guys. Look at it. Look at everything we just drew up over here for oil is happening step for step right now. Like, no discrepancy. Everything looks exactly like how I would draw it up. The final piece of the puzzle would be oil, you take off here. Did we make it? All right, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, I want to see bearish gaps get flipped. Nothing. Bullish gaps hold up. Come on, kid. You're pretty much there right now. As you can see, price is just not ready to go lower yet. So I don't have anything I need to do right now. Like, what is this doing, bro? If this ends up closing through here, bro, I'm gonna end up just waiting for a better setup because this is a scam. It's scamming people right now. We're not breaking any bearish structure yet. We just keep spiking into these areas. Look at this, bro. I want you to just slam right back lower. Here we go. This is kind of why I don't want to trade ES. ES is offering these ridiculous sweeps. Okay, wait, let's see here. All right, so yeah, this is gonna be the draw here. This high. Now that we're closing through this blue line on ES, and notice the same level we were looking at earlier for the buys, closed through it a couple times, but it really didn't show much strength underneath it. We break structure, we get back above these bearish levels here. So now you're anticipating this high for sure. Definitely anticipating this high. I would rather just wait for it to take that high and then go from there. Because oil, like I mentioned, oil it's kind of looking like the trade that we took on Friday, where if you compared Nasdaq to oil, oil wasn't going lower, yet Nasdaq was going higher, and you saw oil just accumulate until Nasdaq got where it wanted to go. And then once Nasdaq got where it wanted to go, that's when the real move was on the table. And that's just what we have to deal with, bro. These algorithmic restrictions, algorithmic time distortion, where price would be so eager to take this high as if it's just so bullish. And then as soon as this high gets taken, you see price fall 500 points from this high, right? But what this does tell me is that today's going to be pretty rangy, and we have proof, right? We can go look at Friday. I'll go pull it up again just in case you guys don't remember. But we just looked at this, right? We saw Friday. I'll go pull up Nasdaq, right? We saw the same setup, right? I was going to take that buy. It was just ugly. The buy today is not as clean as the one that was over here, right? Look how many times we fall underneath, right? If we would have taken this low market structure shift, broken structure here, and then pulled back and maintained this area a little better, I would have been happy to take a buy and target this high. Similar to what we saw here, price offers, what was that, like 10 something? Yeah, so right here, right in here, price offered this sweep, market structure shift, pulls back, maintains this area beautifully. I remember buying it right here. If you guys remember, this is exactly where I bought it. And then I was just targeting something up in here, right? This is the high. The same profile, right? Same exact profile. Okay, so with that, once this high was taken, what do you notice? Price was so eager, pretending to be so bearish all morning. So bullish all morning. Price takes this high at about 11, takes it again, but what happens after that? No bullishness was ever presented for a continuation. Price just sold off and it kept selling off, right? If we look at what oil was doing at exactly 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., it's going to look exactly like what we see today. Scamming, just chilling, consolidating. 11 a.m. on Friday, what was oil doing? Let's go take a look. And here it is, 11 a.m. on Friday, 10 to 11. It's ranging, right? It's simply waiting. It looks like it's just waiting for the indexes, if you ask me. Because eventually this takes off and goes exactly where it was anticipated to go. Higher, here. Range for a little bit after taking this high. So it takes the high at 11, and then by 12 o'clock, the high was in. And if you take a short after 12, you can take your hands off the mouse and target these lows. You hit your TP at 3:30, but took a while. Like I said, today's going to be slow. That's what this is telling me. It's going to be a slow but bearish sequence. So let's wait for this high to be taken. And if you look at the clock, this high was taken at 11 a.m., 11:05. It's currently 10:45, and we're trading towards that high again. There's a chance we get the same exact profile that we saw on Friday. The algorithm does the same exact thing. But instead of catching the buys this time, there goes that high. A little bit early. That's pretty good. Target hit. But instead of catching the buys because of how ugly this was, remember, as soon as we broke that blue line, I was like, maybe we go higher if we can maintain it. We ended up falling back below that blue line, so that was not what I would want to trade. All right, now that we take out this high, let's see if price can start giving you a short. Now, I actually want to go look and see what type of short profile was presented. What was the short profile? All right. So if we're looking at a 30-minute cycle, There goes your short profile right there. We have 11 a.m. open with the bullish candle, power of 3, and then close through it. So by 11:30, I'm looking for price to drive into this area, maintain it. You can see price maintain this bullish candle here. Price maintains it flawlessly on the 5-minute. No body closures through it, only wicks. And then by 12 o'clock, it was ready to distribute. Let's look at the 1-minute execution in this area. You'll see that price offers the area of interest, right? So now I'm just gonna wait for this next 30-minute candle. Next 30-minute candle drives into it, looking for that market structure shift. Bingo, there goes your market structure shift. Puts in a low, makes that high, takes out that low. Here goes your fair value gap. All right, and then here goes your order block at the top of that market structure shift. All right, order block right here, last up close candle before that market structure shift. So I can use the gap for my entry, or I can use the market structure shift, right? And then over here, what do I see? I see that if I'm bearish, I want to be short underneath this candle right here. When I go back to the 1-minute, I look for my market structure shift. Right, so it would have been 11:30, short protocol begins, waiting for that market structure shift. You get it here at 11:55. Now I want to know, can we get up under this black line here after retesting these areas? So this area holds up. That's telling me, all right, if we get a strong move off of here or off of this bearish gap, I am going to short underneath this black line. Here goes my short entry underneath this black line. And because we do get a clean bearish gap right here, I could put my stop above this bearish gap. But you guys know me, because I like to be safe, I probably would put it up in here. This is a massive stop, maybe 80 points max. Take that, and then just look for my 1.5. And that's the trade, right? Look at that. Look at how important stop loss placement is, bro. But this is, I wouldn't have shorted NASDAQ for one. Let's go look at YM. I would have been shorting YM in this scenario here. You get the confirmation, blah, 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 but you want to short the weaker one. NASDAQ was the strongest one. So if I go YM here, YM shouldn't pull back as aggressively. Friday, 12. Oh, well, YM pulled back just as aggressive. So I don't know if I want to trade today. Just looking at how this delivery was, look at it. YM never sold off on Friday. And YM should be weaker. Let's look at ES. I might not trade this, guys. A+ shorts, you have to deal with all this manipulation before the shorts come in, and they still don't want to pay the shorts, right? So notice we still didn't take out this low inside of the session. It was basically halted. Price refused to take this low and then gaps lower. Like it's a scam. This is the type of stuff that helps the market stay ahead. Even when it's supposed to go somewhere and it's completely weak, it does stuff like this, and then it gaps lower, knowing that nobody's going to make money off of that. And we're seeing the same profile today. And like I mentioned, you were looking for a retest here, boom, boom, boom. So this would have been your short down in here. Or maybe you get a clean short. Let's see. Let me rewind this, because this looks like a pretty decent move here. Yes. You have your level, you have your retest. Let's see how many points you can squeeze out of here before it starts acting weird. All right, drive back into it. Wait for your market structure shift. Boom, boom, there goes your market. Bro, this is so clean. Oh my goodness. That's why I'm like nervous to trade this type of action, because if this setup didn't just fly to TP, it shows you that there were other forces at hand other than price action. Pure distortion on the table. So if I go and I put my black line, what's happening over here? All right, are we getting any sell pressure yet? No. Price is still pushing towards that high. All right, so this would have been your sell signal here. Excuse me. Market structure shift close through. So let's say you, what time did NQ close through it? NQ would have closed through it at 12:08. So you wait for both of them to close through just to be safe, and you get an entry on ES at 12:08. That would have been tough, bro. You basically missed the best entry because yeah, you would have missed the best entry. ES breaks it first, so maybe I get in here. That's tough, bro. It's being weird, right? You would want to wait for both to break it. I remember Friday I had to anticipate NASDAQ breaking it first because it was stronger, so maybe I could use that here. Yeah, I could use that. Monitor the weaker one. Once the weaker one breaks, that's your cue for shorts, and then you see this bearish gap here. You're like, all right, if we maintain this bearish gap, you could short it here. Even with this short, you're going to deal with a lot of pressure, bro. You got to cover this high. Anything underneath that high gets stopped. So yeah, you can see the manipulation is such a beautiful trade idea. And if you got to cover that high, yeah, you're going to have to target 1.5 like that. And I don't think you hit TP. Oh, you do. Okay, it does hit TP. All right, so maybe today just wait for. Actually, I know what I'll do. Yeah, on a day like today, right? When I get my market structure shift, when I see price close through the line here, right? I'm gonna set entries at extremes. I'll probably just set my entry on the black line. Once we get that confirmation, like for example, both of them close through at 12:08, and you set your entry instead of entering right there, you set your entry inside the gap with a tight stop. You got to cover that high on a day like today. And then here, NASDAQ hits TP for you. Yeah, so it's all about where you get in on a day like today. So I just have to remind myself, once I get my confirmation, like this right here would have been enough for me to wait. Seeing this obvious rejection, I just want to see close through. We get that closure through. Once I get that closure through, I'll put an entry in the gap on the weaker one. So it would have been ES here, put an entry in the gap, we close through, put an entry like right here off the EMA, stops above that internal high, 14 points, tight stop as possible, because it shouldn't touch that high, 1.5R, and that'll do it, yeah. All right, cool, so yeah, that's how I will handle today. Make sure I don't enter on the break. Wait for a retest. I wonder, yeah. Honestly, I could just put it on the line here. Break the line on both. And I believe NASDAQ ends up breaking the line and, yeah, pulling right back into it. Yep. That's what I'll do. I'll put that note in there right now. Once I get confirmation, I will set an entry on that line and just trust that. Price will pull back. If it doesn't, I'm okay with missing that. All right, cool. So what about oil right now? Look at oil. Let's fast forward. Oh, come on. Oil still just hanging out in here. Starting to show some weakness, but notice this 10 a.m. bounce. Notice this blue line starting to become support again. Yeah, we're chilling, man. We're chilling. Great patience. Great patience. And what do you know? It's about to be another 30-minute candle here. Price is doing a good job at just wasting time, shaking people out. Nobody wants to buy today, right? Everybody wants to short. And what does the market do? It steals money. It's almost scary how consistently mischievous markets can be. But it's the power of three, man. Mondays, you're better off looking for buys, especially when everybody's looking for shorts. I was hoping to catch this buy here. This was just not. All right, so now that high is taken, how can we map this out here? We had this bullish level was the first sign that price could want higher. You got SMT off of this. You got some sort of bullish reaction inside of here. There we go. Where's your first bullish? This is going to be it right here. Price should drive back into here. We should get a retest of this area. This was your first real bullish reaction that was sustained, right? You had this move, it gets inversed. You have this move up, and this gets respected here. Basically, this portion here. So, I'm chilling. You take out the highs here as well. See what that 5-minute area was right here. So what I'm going to do is erase everything bearish and just wait for a new bearish profile, because it will be presented, and it could start right now, right? Price is pushing past these highs. You want to see price start closing through bullish candles, and from there I'll start looking for a setup. So look, this wasn't bad. If you really wanted to buy, you had boom boom. There goes your blue line. All right, if you wanted to be extremely patient and wait for ES to break it, there goes ES breaking it. And that was at 10:38. And at 10:38, you see ES retest this line. NASDAQ doesn't retest its line. The 15-minute doesn't retest it there. This was at 9:05. So yeah, 15-minute would be here. And we broke out here. So yeah, we just haven't retested it on NASDAQ, which is a good sign that we'll be back down here eventually. But if you ask me, great read on price. I was hoping for the buys, but then as I mentioned, oil started to pop, showing you that buys aren't the real motive today. Hypothetically, right? If you ask me, I think we're going to end up shorting sooner or later. And that's kind of what helped me just let the buys go without me. Now that this high's been taken, I have this area of interest down here, which was the pivot for the buys. Same thing over here, identical. Make that yellow. 1 minute zone. And I'm anticipating price to return back into here. If it doesn't return into there, then I'm looking for, there we go, price to start closing through these levels to give me my trade to short it back into here, or potentially even take these lows. All right, so the waiting game begins here. YM, I don't think I'm going to trade YM today. Last time we saw this profile, YM decided to accumulate for the entire PM session, as if it just had nothing else to do. Pretty good short protocol. Like I said, the only thing that stopped me from shorting this was once we get this low taken out here, right? You need a retest that shows you a market structure shift. And as you can see, the retest didn't give you any breaker structure at all. And by the time we start closing through these highs, the trade idea is no longer A plus. So excellent, bro. Excellent process of elimination. Excellent analysis. And now I'm gonna sit back and wait here for another potential trade idea. 5 minute. Yeah, we're chilling. I was hoping we would close through here, but we didn't. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna take a step back here, grab something to drink, relax. It's a Monday. This price action, as you can see, look at it from about 5 a.m. up until now. Price has wasted a lot of people's money. So I think I'm doing pretty good here. Mark off this level here, 10 a.m. and 10:30. Excellent. And you can see how one asset can give you a beautiful order block, sweep the order block, maintain it from higher time frame support, continuation. Then this order block over here gets completely annihilated on ES, but it gives you that SMT, sweeps into a deeper discount, still gives you the same delivery higher. All right, that's what makes trading tough. Like, people would have thought this was bearish. I almost thought it was bearish, right? But it was all to disguise this simple break and retest on NASDAQ. Break, retest, and then continuation. Break, retest into a continuation. All right. See what happens in the next hour or two. Today's actually flying by pretty quickly. It's already 11. I'll be on stream until 1 o'clock. Hopefully we catch something. If not, I'm actually not expecting too much. So, but I think we're going to have the same profile that we've had for the past 2 weeks. Sell the overnight session. Look for buys in the New York session until about Thursday and Friday. Then they'll finally pay out some sort of short activity later in the week. But because we're at war, and it's almost like, think of it this way, right? All these other countries, their markets are crashing during the war. So America wants to appear superior and above the other nations. So when our markets open, our markets look healthy. Our markets go up. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they're playing that type of game, because there's no reason for these charts to be so strong after gapping down 1,000 points. Markets are up and recover the entire drop for the most part, right? So I think it's just the same algorithm. So overnight session may be the wave, and I may try it out. Don't quote me on it, but I see a clean Asia setup, I might short tonight. Just depends. All right, cool. So I think I have the idea that I'm gonna start looking at oil for my fall, like fail proof type of deal. Where when I see that, all right, like I mentioned, once ES broke this level here at 1038, the buys were on the table for this high. And if I look at crude oil at 1038, I'm waiting for price to fail, break structure. We broke structure here, retest this bearish gap, and started to proceed lower. Here's your opportunity for a short on crude oil to target those lows. And that was a beautiful delivery, making me think about trading crude oil as a backup when things are pretty ugly on these. Like, that'll be a beautiful addition. So I'll keep an eye out on crude oil. Just make sure it's the micro, right? Micro MCL. Definitely sounds good to me. Just looking at price action the past few days and then looking at how today, like we mentioned, we were looking for buys in here, price fails to hold up, and then NASDAQ and ES get back above this blue line, telling me, oh, okay, there's no real short about to happen. Let's see if crude oil can agree, and we get that breaker structure right after. Beautiful bearish gap right here holds up, and there's your short. Oh my goodness, that makes way too much sense for me to ignore. I love the inverse correlation here. This is trading. This is the one thing that helped me make money over the years. Inverse correlation. When you know that if this one's going down, the other one's going up. When we saw this one going up, you go find any reason to short oil, and it gives it to you. Bingo. All right, so I'll keep my eyes out on that for setups going forward. That would have been a nice short. So now looking at it, I can clean up the chart and I can just sit back, understand that this was the profile from the 930 sequence. You see, this was where price decided to find support off of here. Now that support is being retested. We're just sweeping this low here, see what happens next. And then you have 1030, nothing. And we start closing through. There it is. Yeah, we start closing through these bullish candles here. All right. Gonna let that play out and just sit back and relax, man. There we go. All the highs being taken out here across the board. So we should see some selling pressure eventually. However, we are giving bullish areas of interest here on YM. Let's check across the board, see if there's another bullish area. If so, then I'm going to start trading and look for this gap to be filled. I'm not even going to worry about shorts today. NASDAQ is pretty much almost there. 5-minute chart. Yeah, so we have these bearish candles here that align perfectly for a continuation higher. I think that's going to be the setup here. If we get a pullback before taking out this gap fill, that's what I'll be looking for. Beautiful bearish candle here, right next to this weekly open, right next to this previous daily level. And we're about to open a new 30-minute candle, a simple pullback, manipulate this area, break structure, and continue. Can't get any simpler than that. Hopefully that's the type of profile that price offers here. Boom, boom. All right, that's all I'm looking for. Monday, look at this, pure accumulation since 5 a.m. And then next thing you know, we just go higher. So no move lower. This is telling us that the power of 3 is in control here for the weekly time frame. We're getting a open higher on the week for New York session. And we're looking for all of this over here to be retested, maybe even swept out. All right, so that's the game plan. I'm going to sit back and wait for that. Put literally an alert right here and go make some food, enjoy my life until further notice. And YM as well. So if these alerts go off, I'll start looking for a buy. If not, I'm done for today. It's 11:30, so I have like an hour and a half to figure out what price is doing here if I'm going to take a trade. NASDAQ is stronger here, so I'm going to be watching NASDAQ. Crude oil should continue lower to potentially fill this in, so I'm going to put an alert down here as well. Imagine that, bro. Crude oil has been like the perfect bad guy, the perfect villain, going exactly opposite of what the NASDAQ is doing. That's beautiful. I'm sure it's not this perfect, but when the war is going on, I think it's the best time to use it. All right, so that's the game plan. Looking for this. And I have my alert set at the very top of that zone here. Cool. Cool. So here we go. Drives back into the zone, puts in this bottom, gives you this short-term high. And now you want to see price start flipping through these short-term highs to give you a market structure shift. And from there, I'm looking for price to be above these lines here to take my trade. Oil is probably going to keep going lower until this gap is filled. Same thing over here. We're probably going to keep going higher until these gaps are filled, which is a pretty significant move for ES and Y. That's probably what's going to be the case for the rest of this week until we get that filled. You probably don't want to be shorting. This could be another example where price tries its best to get people to short here by giving SMT off of this green zone the same way we saw this morning, right? I would love to see that where we get a deep drive off of this level, something like this, right? ES takes the low, NASDAQ doesn't, type of deal. That would be fire, but either way it goes, like I said, I'm bullish up until that gap fill. And here we go. Deep move. 1142. We tap into this 930 opening price from, wow, this today's opening price. Market open right here, 930. Retesting it here. This could be a beautiful pivot for YM. We're sitting around this previous daily level here on NASDAQ. And then ES is simply sitting on top of this previous session high right now. So really nice pivot areas here. Let's see if it holds. Market structure shift. Let's see. Looking for this high to be taken. There goes that high. Really nice speed as well. Now I want to see price market structure shift across the board here. Was there any sell profile here? Not really. Bearish gaps. Still waiting for YM to shift structure as well. And always remember, NASDAQ is the strongest, so you're supposed to see this type of stuff on NASDAQ. Just got to make sure the rest of the companions here are ready to go higher as well. All right, so if this high gets taken right here, I'm not even gonna trip about it. Just gotta remember the game plan for this type of profile. Once this level is broken on both, don't enter up high. Set your entry down near the blue line for days like today, as I mentioned earlier on stream. So if this wants to run straight to TP, I won't be chasing it. Excellent read on price once again. It was obvious price was going to be continuing higher. It's like the market knows how to run away from me at times, bro. Let's see if we get this pullback on E. Oh, there we go. Tap this blue line for me. For NASDAQ, all I need to see is a flip of this here, right? Now that we got that, I need to see price tap into this. I guess we did tap into this order block right here. Okay, yeah. If this fair value gap holds, price is gonna run. And I may trade YM. Yeah, I will be trading YM because YM is showing that strength as well. And we have the market structure shift. We have a flip above the blue line. Yeah, I will be trading YM. Stop underneath here, 69 points or so. If price tries to run here, this is my trade. 47.12, 69 points. Let me get ready. One contract, 360 TP. I could go two contracts there. Yeah, strong flip here. I may flip to the micro. Yeah, I should flip to the micro. Or I'll just go one contract, bro. I'm not that greedy today. I'm not ever greedy, but I don't really care for it. Yeah, I'm just looking for a strong move, a nice closure out of here. I'll try this with a 68 point stop. One contract. Oh, man. All three have shown really strong bullishness. We're tapping onto that blue line here, as I mentioned. Let me type this up here. Save this. One contract with a nice strong closure out of this bullish imbalance here. We have this low break high. This order block could be retested. This last down close candle before that move higher. So that's what I'm waiting for. But if we get a strong close through this blue line after filling this gap, it should be good to go. Let's see. Entry price 47,120. Buy YM. Or how many points was this? 70 points on the stop. And TP would be about 8. 85. Let's see if we can get a strong closure. You see these stupid wicks, bro, right off of this blue line. ES already wicked off of it, showing that strength. You just got what you call distortion at the moment. Let's see. Um, 47.1. And then I'm watching, so I have alert set up here. This high gets taken out. You definitely want to move break even or just pay attention to how price responds at that high, because price could flip after that. Looks solid though. I like how ES is holding this blue line, holding the EMA, holding this bullish gap. And the TP. Waiting on YM here. Oh. All right, I'm gonna get in here. The volume is picking up. Let's get this closure. 14 seconds. What's the holdup? I have alert set, right? Yeah. I'm probably gonna get some weird move here where it doesn't want to pay out YM. YM's gonna be the one that lags. I should buy ES. I should buy ES. Let me see if I can get a good entry on ES here. If not, I'll take YM. All right, give me YM. Give me YM here. Shucks. I kind of want to ES. This retest off of here, maybe this was a good entry price, but you just want to get whichever one's giving you the best feel near that blue line. It would have been like a 7-point stop, 8-point TP, something like that. This is not terrible. I may buy this if it pulls back a little bit more on ES, because I don't know if YM is going to catch up. I hope it does, but I don't know, bro. This would be what? Five micro. 8 micro. 9. Why is it? That makes no sense, right? 9 micros. I think we're gonna get robbed, man. I was supposed to be in ES. I need YM to catch up, man. Let me put these levels in real quick. That sucks, bro. I don't think YM's gonna do it. It's not showing anywhere near as much life as these two. But why is this one showing me that a 9 contract trade? 10, 11. All right, there goes YM. I'm in NASDAQ taking that high. I need to see speed through it so we can catch up. This is tough. I think I'm screwed, to be real. I was supposed to be in on NASDAQ or ES. The reason I like YM was because we've already seen this, but I don't think it's giving it to us twice. If it does, maybe, but we saw YM behind the 8 ball here, right? And YM was still able to take out this high, the 930 high. And if you look at NASDAQ, the setup from this morning was to the 930 high as well. So because all three were able to break this high, I gave YM a chance on this setup here. And that's the only reason. So I could be dead wrong, but oh man, I don't know if I really want to hold this, guys. So be ready for an early exit here. Market is just stupid, bro. You would want to see a nice closure speed through this high, or maybe like you see this small pullback right now. But NASDAQ was the one I was supposed to be in, and NASDAQ just ran without me. I guess I could have set a limit, but you don't want to rush into these types of trades, right? So that's where ES came into play. I was supposed to be in here on ES. If I really played it right, I would have been here, buying it right here at 949. But I gave YM a chance, man, and I don't think it's gonna be. We'll see though. It could be because of what we saw earlier, and that's the only thing that maybe goes in our favor. Maybe ES takes this high, you know, and then YM trails it and makes a new high as well. But We're playing with fire now that this high is taken. Yeah, I don't think I like this, bro. YM is not going anywhere. No displacements on YM. No life at all. No bullish fair value gaps yet. Show us some love, bro. Just rip higher. We know you're not bearish, so just stop it, please. All right, that's a good move. I want to see ES close strongly above this high here, and that should open the door for YM. But I'm playing with fire here, man. Oh, I really don't want to hold this anymore, but giving it a chance in hopes that market doesn't want to be stupid. We've seen a beautiful continuation out of here, right? So shucks. Come on, bro. Just continue, kid. We know you're bullish. We know you're bullish. But as I always try to mention, right, once that target gets hit, the whole profile is at risk. Price does not have to continue after one of these charts takes this high. So I want to see price expand strongly through it on the first one that hits it to open the door for higher on the ones that are trailing, right? So we're seeing some life here, but that's not enough. I want to see a rocket of a candle through here for ES, because this is the chart that I should be trading. Hypothetically speaking, if I can't get NQ, I should be getting ES, right? ES, take this high. You're almost there, kid. What's oil doing? YM showing a little bit of life, but that's just not enough, bro. It could slam lower at any second here. I like what we see here on NASDAQ, and I need to go back after this trade. I want to see what I could have done to get the entry I wanted here, but I want to get in as close to this blue line as possible, right? Yeah, I might get out of this, bro. I might get out of it. I got a decent entry on YM, so we're still floating around the entry, but I don't want to deal with any drawdown. There it is. There goes your manipulation. Can we survive it? Come on, make that your last drive lower. Come on. Come on. Come on. And I'm begging price. That's why I don't like this. Anytime you feel like you're just hoping for a price to go your way, that's not a good spot. I like to be one step ahead of price here. I knew price would trade to this high, but I don't know what's going to happen after this high gets taken. So YM is failing to displace higher over and over. Bro, like, we've seen enough of the games. I like that NASDAQ took this high twice. We take the high. Oh my goodness. You know what? Get ready for it. It's gonna do something weird here. I'm out, guys. I'm out of YM. I don't want to get out right here, but I have to. Show me some life. There we go. Show some life. Show some life. There's no life. Oh my, bro. Trading can be so stupid. ES hasn't even taken that high yet. That's what makes this trade still pretty solid. What is it tapping into here? 5-minute gap or something? It's gonna try to run, but I don't think YM is gonna be able to get that. YM is tapping back into that source. ES, look at ES slamming off of this previous. Yeah, you can see the resistance picking up here. I need to see something change instantly, or it's about to melt down on this kid. Some stuff could be so simple and it just refuses to, bro. I'm watching YM on my other screen, and then like I mentioned, look at this. Look at this previous daily level, previous weekly level. Serving as resistance here. NASDAQ back underneath the range. Welcome to the sell-off. Welcome to the sell-off. Come on, just continue. I want to see ES take that high, bro. Once ES takes that high, then I'll start, trying to manage it a little bit more aggressive, because I'm not fooled by this stupidity, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You can do it, bro. Just don't try and snake me out before you hit TP. Thank you. Now, rip. Don't go back. Do not get back down in there. ES, take this high. This is the type of move you want to see here to show us that we should be bullish. A closure through here should be fine. NASDAQ, there we go. There we go. ES ripping that high. All right, now I'll go break it. Oh, this is stupid, bro. NASDAQ, what are you doing, bro? I gotta go break even, guys. And we're not gonna make any money here today. Let me get off these charts, bro. All right, yeah. Run away. Run away, bro. Run away. Oh my goodness, bro. Some stuff is just not worth your time, and I'm gonna accept that today's not worth my time. I was supposed to be in ES, and I need to accept that before I spiral. I was supposed to be in ES, and there goes TP on ES, right? So I'm gonna walk away here, break even day, VIP. Ooh, break even, closing early. Man, some stuff, like, it could be so simple, bro. It could be so simple, bro. Just rip. But it's not that simple. Or is it? I don't know. All right, man. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. It's a Monday. And I think that today's pretty much showing its true colors. Either you're getting in at the right time or you're missing the full move. And I missed the move today. Somehow I missed it, bro. I'll hang out here for a few minutes. I want to see if YM ends up taking this high or not. I can't believe stuff like this, bro. It's hard to. We fill the gap on NASDAQ so quickly. that is concerning unless ES actually shows life, bro. What's crude oil doing? This is this is it's gonna scam as many people as it can here. So now that this high is taken out, it's like, what is YM gonna do? I kind of want to just sit back and see, because my idea, like I said, when I bought YM, I'm like, bro, all three of these are bullish. So let me mark this off, right? This is where you're bullish pro. Look at the candle formation. Does this look familiar? This is the same approach we just saw down here, right here. Same exact candle pattern. Same exact candle pattern. Right here. Ding, ding, ding. Bullish candle out of nowhere. Bullish candle out of nowhere. Price drives into it one time and rips. This one drives into it once, twice. Now you're seeing that pressure. Okay, so maybe it's just a delayed type of day. If this does hit TP, I'm not gonna be bothered, and I'll be actually kind of happy, because this is exactly what you would want to see on a day like today, where the power of three is showing you the price just wants higher, especially on ES, right? If ES has room to go higher, which there's so much more room up here, you know what I mean? So much more room to go that it's like, all right, if ES has this much room, then YM should be able to at least take one high. We don't have to fill in this entire gap back to 47.67. But you do want to see this high get taken out, which would have been my target if I didn't get stopped at break even here. But like I say, some stuff is just not meant to be that easy, bro. It's just, I know that this could be really tough. And if you guys remember, last week we saw this same profile where, yeah, this is too hard to watch. I don't even want to watch it. I want to see price just run. Yeah. So in reality, right, price just runs here. But in a manipulated market, it refuses to go anywhere for the next hour or two and steals money in the meantime. What was I about to say? Yeah, I can't even watch this, bro. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. You would want to see price just run here, but not happening. So tomorrow will be a lot of let's check the news for tomorrow. Where exactly? Tomorrow we have, what time is it? 12:10. Yeah. So tomorrow we have no major news from what I could see. So maybe the first 2 days of the week are just similar to today, slow but bullish. You know what I mean? But it's just tough, bro. Like, if I'm looking at my notes, where would I have gotten in? It should have been here, bro. The same exact moment that I bought YM, which was like, I think I bought YM late. Yeah, I think I bought YM late. I don't know what time I bought YM. Let me see. Shit showing my executions here. Bought YM trading here. Okay. Okay, so I bought YM at 11.52 when I should have bought. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I bought YM at 11.52. I was late to the party, and it's gonna make you pay for being late, bro. so lame, right? So lame, bro. Because these two up here are still showing bullishness, but yet YM hasn't even been able to make it back to this weekly open. We got the same profile, right? We're above the blue line. YM should be ripping, bro, and it's not, bro. Makes you wonder if this move is over with. But like I said, it's 12 o'clock, so you got to be careful. This is reversal hour or continuation hour. You would want to see price show a sharp continuation like we saw here. This was sharp. We spent no time in here. We pulled back into this area like we anticipated and completely reversed, take the high. And now that this high is taken, you want to see sharp continuation, because if price starts closing through these bullish candles, which it looks like it wants to, we just swept this low though, maybe not. Let's see how this 5 minute closes, but either price is going to give you a sharp continuation or a sharp reversal around this hour. There goes some speed. Just take this high. If this high is taken, I'll be happy with today. I'll be happy with my trading. And I'll be comfortable holding this next time I get this type of setup. Either I'll take ES like I should, and if I feel like I missed ES, I can take, YM and just hold it. But some stuff is like, bro, how much manipulation do you need? It's probably gonna pull back again, bro. Price is in no rush. Look at it. First, look at CL. Oil is just stuck in the same place, not going higher or lower. So we don't know if oil is about to go up. Probably is, bro. I think this is probably one of the hardest things to do as a trader. Sit through nonsense, hoping that it makes sense eventually. We take this high here. Let's see if ES can make one more high to confirm that we are trending after taking this high. I like how we failed to take out the lows here, but it's still not over. Price could literally just dump if it wants to. So yeah, this is a good lesson for next trading session. Why ES, bro? Can't get ES. YM is not looking good, unfortunately. Do we have any displacement? Okay, finally you get a displacement, so maybe it starts to pump here. These are the worst for me, bro. If you guys remember last week, that's where I spiraled last week on this same type of situation where I knew exactly where price was gonna bounce from. I knew where I wanted to target, and then I miss the entry on the stronger pair, and then I just start getting flustered. I start getting very bothered that I just missed the trade that I drew up 20 minutes in advance. And then I start looking for a trade on the other charts, and the other charts do stuff like this. But last time, if you remember, ES took maybe 2 hours to take this high. Yeah, bro, this either it's going to end up slowly trending to this high, or you're about to see a melt off. So far, it looks good on ES, though, because of how we responded after taking this high. You don't see any drastic move lower yet. You see a few attempts to go lower and then a nice push up with a nice displacement. So maybe this ends up surviving, but I would much rather just, like I said, just sit here, watch it, see what happens, because this could end up being the first sell-off of the day. And CL is sitting at a very bullish area right now. I just hate stuff like this, bro, because it's not It's not necessary if you ask me. Like, why you feel like you have to do all of this? If you're bullish, pull back, manipulate something, go. Right? If not, then I get it. But if you are bullish, bro, just go. Previous what does this previous monthly level looks like? Yeah, I think it's officially about to die. Go ahead. See how it pretends it's pretending to be bullish, pretending to be bullish, pretending to be bullish. It's taking too long. People are gonna see this and try to buy it, and then when they try to buy it, that's when it dumps on them. And then what was the game plan? It was this area right here, yeah. This area is where. So price is gonna push into here again, more times than not. Yep, push right back into it. And then you'll see if it's truly bullish or not. NASDAQ, I appreciate you today. This is gonna go down as a textbook trade for NASDAQ. It's just, like I said, this candle right here threw me off. It was so aggressive that it was like, I need to get in on a pullback. And then the pullback was fast as well. So all in all, NASDAQ did everything it could to run away from me here today. What's CL doing? It should keep going lower, bro. I just don't see why this would stop going higher at 12 o'clock if we've shown no signs of bearishness yet. Let's go to 5-minute. Maybe that's what I'm missing here. 5-minute chart. Any bullish candles being closed through? I see 0 bullish candles being closed through. Excuse me. What was that? 11:30, 12, 12:30. Yeah, no bullish candles being closed through. We take the high, we pull back, make a new high. Now we're pulling back, maintaining this down close candle right here. Man, price should keep going, kid. That's the sad part. It'll sit here and pretend to be bearish, and then an hour from now, it'll be way up here. What else is over here? Yeah, so we got this bearish candle here. No close through these bullish candles so far. And it's approaching 12:30. 12:30 will be there. There goes the slam lower, and watch CL be bottoming out here. Yeah, this is yeah. Good job. Look at it. This is what I'm talking about when I say that this high right here is going to cause price to behave like a maniac. It's going to cause price to feel like it needs to do the most in order to either go higher or go lower. You're either going to see an aggressive move lower or you're going to see price fake and try as hard as possible to make people think it's going lower just because it took out the high. The algorithm is almost forced to do that. Like, you would be like, oh, well, maybe we're bearish because of how this is reacting. But then you fast forward an hour, 2 hours, and you're like, oh, all they did was take that high and just waste time. And then it kept going. Let's see another example. Here, you took this high, you would think price was bearish. You would think price was bearish. Psych, takes the high, takes this low, and then off she goes. Let's see, 5-minute chart. Are we closing through anything bullish yet? Let's check this 1 minute. So we should have, there we go, starting to get those bearish gaps. Yep. And now the downpour is about to kick in here. All off of this high, right? Notice. All off of this high. So let's see if 12:30 gives anything special. If not, I mean, like I said, I'm just watching it to get a better take for my notes for tomorrow, but we're still above these blue lines. We're nowhere near those blue lines. If you look, where was the bullishness? The bullishness was here. Right here. Are we tapping back into that candle? We are. So if price taps into here and shows, oh, okay. So it's not bearish. There you go. There goes your confirmation that it's not bearish. That's your confirmation right there, kid. That's your confirmation right there. Good job. All right, yeah, I can get away here now. I can get out of here, and YM should be moving too. There it is, yeah. So it was just a waste of time. Come on, bro. What happens? Price uses this same area of interest to go higher. And once we take this high, I'll know that, like I said, tomorrow, I'll just hold my YM. There it is. Bingo. Good job. That is what you call what I want to see. This tells me that next time I see this setup, I am okay to buy YM because YM was giving you the best discounted price. So you want to buy close to this blue line. Good job. Put your stop in down here, 70 points, and just walk away, kid. You're good. No matter what the market is trying to tell you, it's just scamming. It's going to keep going higher. As long as we've seen this in the session, right? This is the same profile we saw right here. This yellow box, drive into it, quick flip. We take this high on every single chart. All right? Good job. That is what you want to see. We take this high right here on every single chart. And that right there was letting me know that every market that I like to trade is seeking higher. The difference between this setup and the one last week, NASDAQ takes the high and then YM and ES never take this high. So that told me that price wasn't truly bullish. All right. That's what I was supposed to take from that. And then on a day like today, when you see NASDAQ take this high and you see ES eventually take this high, if you can get a good entry on YM, which we did, we got a great entry. You want to make sure you're underneath this blue line. Look at how magic this blue line performed. We fell below it maybe for 2 minutes, 1 minute here. And you see that continuation profile from it. Excellent stop. Beautiful. This will go down in my notes as a beautiful continuation and a break-even day. But as far as analysis goes, it's A+. We drew this trade up before it happened. Price gave us a good entry and TP gets hit here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now you get that speed. Like, come on, bro. That's what I mean by some stuff just isn't necessary, but when you know what to look for, you'll be like, all right, next time I'll just hold it. I'll be fine. Look at it go. Come on, kid. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's almost like it's so easy that they need to do extra stuff like this to try and scare me out of my positions, but it's okay. Next time I see it, I'll be sitting on full TP no matter what, right? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This will go down in my notes as an A plus type of delivery. When you see this, you could almost go a little bit heavier on your trade when you're trading YM here. All right, but yeah, go ahead, drop a like on the stream if you were able to take advantage of this. If not, a break-even day is a win here just because you want to protect yourself once these highs are taken until you can collect some more data, right? So this was the best scenario. This was second best scenario. And then YM was third best because it's a lot more risky, right? You don't know if YM actually wants this high because there could be SMT off of that high. However, when I bought this trade, I anticipated all three to take the high. That's the only reason I bought it. Otherwise, I would have maybe forced an entry on ES instead. But so with that, I think this week is going to be a good week. I think tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to look for buys again tomorrow. And I think it's going to be just as simple. The first bullish profile this morning was absolutely atrocious because there was way too much manipulation off of this 5-minute zone that we had from after the 930 manipulation, right? So we had 930 manipulate this high. This was the zone I was hoping to catch a buy off of, but it got so manipulated on ES. All right, look at how deep price was pushing through this zone. So this was not A plus for me, even though it worked out, right? You see, it didn't even matter. NASDAQ held it just enough for price to catapult. But look at this zone compared to that zone. This zone right here, this down close candle, we tap into it ever so gently. And price literally skyrockets. How many points here? 130 points, right? And this is the type of stuff that makes you happy to show up for the rest of the week because this volume is fabulous. Oil breaks lower. This is nice, guys. This is nice. We should make a decent amount of profits on these prop firm accounts. And yeah, you guys take care. It's 12:30. This is the type of volume that I mentioned. Either you're gonna get a strong continuation after 12, or you're gonna get a strong reversal. You just got to do your best to be on the right side of that. And yeah, very interesting. I love this bro. This profile right here. If I see this again, I may go full port. Look at how clean this is. The same 5-minute zone was presented on all three charts. Excuse me. And the same drive was presented where price pushes into it, gives you the market structure shift. It looked a little different on YM, right? We pushed into here. We got the market structure shift a little bit later on ES, right? We saw NASDAQ take that high right here, but then you saw ES put this lower high in, take it, pull back. This was it right here. Oh, that was it. And you could have gotten in with a super tight stop if you wanted, but I would have taken the safer route. You could have put your stop underneath here, just understanding that, bro, we're bullish and price is giving you the best ROC continuation model you could ask for. And if you ask me, I think we have the best continuation model in the industry. It's not based on inversions, not based on liquidity sweeps, none of that stuff that we've all tried and we've all struggled with, right? Everyone struggles with those concepts because they're not consistent. We have a beautiful break, retest, market structure shift, continuation for 130 points, 110 points, depending on where you got in, right? But this is all hindsight, right? In live time, it's all about getting a good entry. YM gave the best entry. It was a little bit shaky for the delivery, but as you can see, stop loss never really was threatened. Small amount of drawdown. All right, so I'm gonna screenshot this now, drop it in the chat, update my notes, and get ready for this week, man. This was a good Monday. It's almost like a practice day because I wasn't confident to hold it, but definitely a good warm-up for the week. Definitely a good warm-up. All right, cool. So this is going in the chat. Break even. What A+ analysis? Boom. All right, cool. Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me, man. Like I mentioned, I think maybe price trades up into this gap for the rest of the week. So if, let's say, tomorrow's session is upon us and we still haven't filled this gap across the board on ES and NQ and YM, I'll be looking for price to trade into this gap, maybe even a little higher, take out some of these relative equal highs, right? We'll see, but I think we're getting the same profile, guys. If you want to look for shorts, you should just trade overnight. And if you want to capitalize and make money during New York, you should be looking for longs until further notice, man. So hopefully today was clean for you guys. I'm chilling. No harm, no foul. Let's see what tomorrow has, and God bless as usual. I think this week will be very fun. Let's lock in that payout this week. Just need 2 more winning days this week, and I think that'll be pretty simple to do. But we all know the markets are just strange at times, so just pray for clean deliveries like this. This is clean. Everything about this was clean. We wanted shorts after seeing this weird sell-off here. Wanted shorts from here. Price gave no market structure shift, thankfully, so no fake out sales. We waited. We saw price is obviously bullish. Waited for a continuation area of interest. What happens? Price taps into here, gives you a market structure shift, rebalances, shows you strength, gives you a ROC buy signal. All right, buy signal confirmed, entry confirmed. You manage this trade a lot more aggressively based on the fact that ES and NQ take this high. But like I said, going forward, I like to read the current profile for price, and today's profile was telling you that all 3 were extremely bullish. So it didn't matter that NASDAQ took this high. All you wanted to see was price respect certain areas, and that's what we saw. Price should continue. Perfect. That's all for today. Hopefully, the rest of the week is even cleaner. All right. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, 9:40. Take care.